In this new episode, I'm going to talk to you about something a little peculiar. You've probably heard of the 6 degrees of separation theory. No, we're not talking about 6 court hearings to get a divorce. So what are these 6 degrees of separation, you will say? Also, is this something that is still valid today? This hypothesis was born in 1929 by a Hungarian writer, in the short story Chains 1, in which he hypothesized the possibility that every person is connected to any other person through no more than 5 intermediate steps. This of course is a book of fiction, the result of fantasy and therefore written without any scientific basis. It is only a hypothesis of the author without any experimentation. In 1950, 2 people, one from IBM and one from MIT, tried to give a mathematical demonstration of this, but got no concrete results. In 1967, an American psychologist did a social experiment, sending packages to people. These people had to send the package to another person unknown to them, with an exclusive pass between their acquaintances. Each of their acquaintances was to do the same. That is, each had to apply their idea to reach the final destination with the highest possible probability. This experiment took only between 5 and 7 passes on average, not the 100 that the psychologist had predicted. It was the first actual scientific experiment that demonstrated the 6 degrees of separation.
Actually, this demonstration was a bit contested because the sample was not significant, i.e., it was not large enough from a statistical point of view, because the packets were not many.
Subsequently, someone wanted to do a further experiment. In particular, in 2001, a professor at Columbia University performed again the experiment, but sending emails to 48,000 people, in 157 different states, with 19 targets. Also in this case the number of intermediaries was on average 6 people. In 2006, there was a 2-person study by Microsoft using the MSN Messenger conversation log that found an average of 6.6 degrees of separation. In 2011, a group of computer scientists from the University of Milan in collaboration with 2 computer scientists from Facebook did a further experiment. In this case, the average degree of separation was only 4.74. Obviously, the result is due to the greater ease of gathering friendships on Facebook even without an acquaintance in the real world. It is however interesting, because if you wanted to know your favorite actor, your politician, your favorite sportsman using the network, social etc., you could reach these people in very few steps. This experiment is however interesting because it gives the measure of how small our planet is, since it is relatively easy to get in touch with almost any person even very far from us. Thanks for listening to the end of this little story of mine and see you at the next episode.